Hi everybody, welcome. We're looking at the how, when, where of the Battle of Armageddon. Trying to figure out where, why, how, when. A lot of people think that the Battle of Armageddon's coming at the end of the 1,000 years, millennium, and they use scriptures from the Old Testament as well to prove that. Yeah, we're trying to investigate to find out where it's going to happen and when it's going to happen. So have you guys got any suggestions what you think the Battle of Armageddon is? When it's going to happen? Some people say it's going to happen when Yahusha appears.
I'd be that way inclined, because anything that happens after Yahusha appears, what they say, millennial reign, and all these people that are supposedly still on the earth, and Satan's in the pit, he's going to come out of the pit and rally people together. And
well, Victor's got looked up a scripture that says that he gets thrown into the pit till after the 1,000 years, and then he's let loose. Do you want to read that scripture, darling?
It was after.
Satan thrown into the pit. Revelation 20, verse 3.
Yeah.
Try that.
Read it out.
He seized the dragon, that ancient serpent, who is the devil or Satan, and bound him for 1,000 years. He threw him into the abyss and locked and sealed it over him, to keep him from deceiving the nations any more until the 1,000 years were ended. After that, he must be set free for a short time.
And what else does it say after that?
That's all I got. I have to find it.
Victor had another.
And I saw thrones, and they sat on them, and judgment was given to them, and the lives of those who had been beheaded because of the witness they bore to Yahusha, and because of the word of Yahusha, and who did not worship the beast, nor his image, and did not receive the mark upon their heads. They lived and reigned with Messiah for 1,000 years.
So
this is the first resurrection.
That's a bit of a screw up, isn't it?
It's all that. It's all cosmic and abstract.
So where does it say about the Battle of Armageddon there?
That's before that in the
Revelation 16:16.
Yeah, what's that say, darling?
They gathered them together to the place called in Hebrew 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪.
Gathered who?
Then they gathered the kings together to the place that in Hebrew is called Armageddon.
Yeah.
Is what it says.
So when was that?
Does it say before that or after that? Anything, Victor?
And a loud voice came out of the kingdom of heaven from the throne, saying, "It is done." And there came to be noises and thunders and lightnings. There came to be a great earthquake, such as a mighty great earthquake had never been since. And the great city became divided into 3 parts, and the cities of the nations fell. And great Babel was remembered before Yahusha, to give up her cup of the wine of the fierceness of wrath, and every island fled, mountains were not found, great hail fell.
So when did that happen? Or has it happened?
No.
Or it's going to happen?
Everything points to it happening at Yahusha's return.
So did you say there was armies against him or something in that?
Not in that.
Nations. That just the nations fell.
Yeah. It talks in detail of all the different things that are going to have the 7 year, the beast, whose name those whose names are not written, and the beast was not and is not in himself the eighth, and the 10 horns. I'm trying to find where. They shall fight the Lamb with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is the Master of masters and Sovereign of sovereigns, and those with him are called the chosen, the trustworthy.
So where was that? Or when did that happen? Or when is it going to happen? And where is it going to happen?
Before Yahusha comes, all this has got to happen.
Before he comes?
Yep.
Or at his coming?
Well, it says they fight the Lamb, and the Lamb is Yahusha.
Yeah, that's right.
So if it's saying that, then it's at his coming.
I would say so.
Yeah.
The word 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪 just means rendezvous in Hebrew. So if you look at it abstractly, wherever Yahusha decides to show up and wage battle, wherever the rendezvous point is where this is going to happen.
Yeah.
I'd rather look at it like that because it's all abstract and cosmic and...
Well, it has to be in a day, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The day of Yahusha.
Yeah.
So what do you think's going to happen when he shows up?
See, that's the thing. When he shows up, there's no battle. There's no challenge. There's no...
Same as you.
Sun will melt, planets will fall, you know, the elements will melt with intense heat at his arrival, like a thief in the night. So anything that Scripture's explaining, whether this be an actual physical battle or a internal spiritual battle, or maybe we're going through it now, like whatever it is, it's going to happen before he arrives, because when he arrives, it's over.
How is everyone in the world going to see him arrive?
Because
How come?
they will. He'll be shining
Well,
light.
what about the people on the other side of the earth when he arrives on the sunny side?
He can do anything. He
Are
can
they
move
going to
that
look
fast.
around the corner and say, there's Yahusha?
He can-
But he's everywhere. He can be everywhere, and you can see him.
He can move at the speed of
So
light.
there's going to be lots of little Yahushas all around.
No, he can move at the speed of light. It's cosmic. It's every eye will see him.
So do you think when he comes, he might do a global radius
Yeah.
to
Absolutely.
show everyone he's there?
Yeah, I mean, if you're moving at the speed of light, you can be high.
Well, he wouldn't be going that fast
no, but he
because
can.
no one would see him.
No, but he can be at all. Well, okay, he's omniscient. He can be looking at you and looking at me on the other side of the world at the same time. Still, like he can do that.
So
appear.
there's only one of him.
There's only one of
Yahusha
him.
said, I am one.
One.
Right, so you don't think he would do a global trip in a couple of hours? He could do it. Doesn't have to go
Sure.
at the speed of light.
Sure.
And he might just reveal himself to the whole world that way, out in space.
Sure.
Not right up in space, but where everyone can see him.
But I think his presence is what's going to be that freckles everything.
How do you explain that to someone that's just hearing it? How can his presence do that?
Because everything in this dimension is defiled.
Not
Unclean.
from, don't come from your knowledge, come from
Oh, I can't.
people seeing him, because it says everyone in the world's going to see him when he comes. How do you think that's going to happen? Just looking practically.
Well, it'll be in darkness because there's no sun, no moon.
Well, he'd be brighter
And
then,
the
wouldn't
he'll be the only light.
Well, that's what they'll see. They won't actually see him as such. They'll see the light. And it's the light that will make them fall on their faces, because first you see the light, then they'll see him. Because his light shines out. So you'd see the light. So the sky and
It's got to be global.
Well,
So you look at everyone in the world's going to see him, and it's going to be dark.
well, yeah. If you imagine here's
Sun and moon are gone.
here's the Earth here, and he's coming from say up here. At least a quarter of the Earth will see that light, or maybe even half of it will see that light first. And as he moves closer, then they will start to see him. So in doing that, he'd then, keep moving around, as you're saying. So he'd
Do a global trip.
Yeah, he'd have to. Because one side would still be in darkness.
No, but there's no sun or moon now, or no stars. It's all fallen out. When he appears, all that crashes.
Yeah, but you're misunderstanding what I'm saying.
I'm understanding what you're saying.
The light will be only on one section, so they will still be dark. It won't be the whole way around until he moves.
Oh, his brightness.
His brightness, it's his light. So if the top of the earth is still has his brightness on it, the bottom of the earth doesn't. So he needs to move in order for everybody to see that light.
That's if he comes from up where you say.
Yes.
But he's just in another dimension.
He's here in another dimension.
Yeah.
You're using physical laws of physics. His light could shine through the world.
And with what that says.
His light can shine through the world.
Oh, you're going buzzy now.
Yeah.
That's a bit buzzy.
His spiritual.
It's spiritual.
He could shine his light through the world and see them on the other side. He doesn't obey these principles. Let's go cosmic, baby.
I don't think it'd take him 24 hours to go round.
Eh?
I don't think it'd take him 24 hours to go round.
Take him a
Yeah,
second.
well, that's what you said before. It was impossible.
Take him a second.
Because
He can.
a rotation of the Earth is 24 hours.
Yeah.
But as I said to you, he can move quicker than that.
Yeah.
But I don't think it will be up and everyone sees the light, because it doesn't say that he's going to come that way. It says he's going to appear and everyone in the world will see him. So the dimension isn't that far away from where we are.
That's true. Wherever he chooses to peep through.
Well, he's going to come through, as you know, the sky's going to scroll open. And, he's coming through, isn't he?
Yeah.
So what do you think the sequence would be, looking at it just practically?
Well, I know when he arrives, it's going to annihilate. So the time between his annihilating and then he arriving, every eye is going to see him.
What are we putting into this?
Battle.
What are we talking about?
A battle.
Where and when is Armageddon?
Well, it can't be then.
Can I just say in Revelation 19:19 it says, "And I saw the beast and the sovereigns of the earth and their armies gathered together to fight him who sat on the horse and his army." So that's Yahusha coming on his horse with his army, and the sovereigns of the earth
So
and
where's the
their
battle?
armies are gathered together to fight him. So the earth, the kingdoms of the earth are going to fight Yahusha. I never thought of that before. I didn't think there's going to be.
We talked about
a
it.
final battle.
Well, if you're going to take the scripture as literal, then you have to add 1,000 years. You have to add a whole millennial reign and kingdoms and preaching and teaching, and I don't believe that.
Why do you have to add that?
Because
they say they're going to do all that, don't they?
Yeah, they say it because they're quoting it,
Yeah.
but they don't understand it. So
we're just looking, there's going to be a battle from the kings of the earth when Yahusha appears.
yeah,
Now, if you look at communism, you look at China, Russia, all the countries that don't agree with Yahusha being Alahim,
Yeah.
all those Christians, what are they going to say when they see Yahusha coming?
Well, they'll be crying out for Jesus,
They'll
probably.
think it's Jesus coming.
That's right.
Yeah.
So it's going to be the wrong name, isn't it? The wise and the foolish.
Yeah.
If you look at all those countries that are against, like I was saying to Victoria, there's a chap in Africa, in Nigeria, I think. He's invented a new car that goes by the radio waves, remember? And he's been poisoned, and his mate was poisoned and died. And because of what a breakthrough it is, his life's been threatened untold, and the government is protecting him.
Because it would ruin the world economy if that
Yeah.
came out.
Yeah. So they want to destroy that guy and his ideas because of their electric cars and whatnot. So all those countries that don't like Christianity, when they see Yahusha come in the sky, even though it's dark and all the elements have fallen out, there's no sun, moon or stars anymore. What do you think those people that have nuclear weapons and all sorts of jet fighters and stuff will do when they see Yahusha appear, because he's going to take away what from them?
Their power. So they'll try and use all of their power.
Well, it says in there that the kings of the earth are going to try and kill him. So what sort of things are going to go on?
Yeah.
The nuclear warheads and everything. They're going to try and use everything against him that they can.
Yeah. So when is
As
this going to
he's
happen?
coming.
Yeah. And where?
I never thought they'd have time to retaliate or do anything. I always thought
Same.
the logistics of it all, I never ever considered that this sort of thing happened.
Well, seeing him come, is that going to stop them from wanting to kill him?
No, they've got,
No.
they've got a day,
No.
they've got time, they've got...
If you think about it, they already have all the capabilities right now, and they're all ready to go. China has them, Russia has them, every communist country has that
Iran's
capability immediately.
Yeah.
And they're sitting there ready to go. It's just a flick of a button, press of a switch, and they're off. So they're ready. They're ready for his coming already.
They're ready to blast anything out of the sky that they're afraid of.
Exactly.
I know
And
that.
they'll be really afraid of that because they won't know what.
They're ready for comets. They're ready for aliens. They're ready for anything.
That's it.
All the signs and prophecies being fulfilled now are showing that it's a very short time before he does appear. Here we are, a little bride, preparing ourselves, getting rid of the spirit in our flesh so we'll be accepted by him. But when you look at all that atomic warfare coming towards Yahusha,
Yeah.
I mean, he created the earth, didn't he?
Yeah.
So he can just,
Yeah.
like that's gone, stop.
Yeah.
So when do you think that battle will be? Got a couple of years left.
I believe it's at his coming.
Yeah, I agree. What do you guys think?
It's one thing for if the text says, even though 1,000 years just means perpetual time, it's one thing for him to leave the dragon for 1,000 years and then release him at a certain point. It's another thing for the nations to come after him after 1,000 years or anything, because they won't exist.
And why won't they exist?
Because his presence, no flesh can survive in his presence.
After they deal with after he deals with the warheads coming at him and all that, what's he going to do?
He's going to completely annihilate this whole
Destroy it.
dimension. Bring his
Yeah.
kingdom in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then he's going to bring the new heaven and the new earth, and he's going to be there. Right, and then we look at what they're saying, that there's going to be people there that need to be taught.
No, that's ridiculous.
Why?
Because everyone's going to be destroyed.
Yeah.
The same people who quote those scriptures say that mankind will be as scarce as the gold of Ophir. Well, that was impossible to find. So in other words, it means it's impossible. There's no one left. You know, there won't be anybody.
Well, there won't be anyone left at all
No.
to teach.
Even if they're 1,000 kilometres underground, the reapers will go in, and the angels, the messengers, they'll just... The whole
Reap
dimension, it will frackled up anyway. The whole earth.
The only ones that will be left, it says here, are called his chosen and faithful.
Yeah.
They, therefore, already know him, therefore, would not need to be taught.
No.
But going back to the prophecy they interpret it in the 1,000 years, and I look at it, he's dealt with everyone in the ages since the creation. They're either in one place or the other waiting. Yeah? So why up there in the millennial reign would he want to have any of those people that have still got sin in them? Like Lou White says, he'll be teaching all those sinners about the word. He doesn't even face Yahusha is Alahim, so how's he going to teach them?
Well, he fails to understand the difference between the first and second resurrection.
Yeah.
Second resurrection is only for destruction.
Well, yeah. So all those people that are going to be at the end of the 1,000 years are risen for judgment and destruction, aren't they?
Yeah.
So there's not going to be only he's called and faithful, they're going to be left. So does that debunk their prophecy at the end of the millennium? And then they're all going to
Yes.
rage against Yahusha and try and kill him?
It doesn't debunk the text, but when you know Yahushua, it debunks it, because you know him and you go, like you're saying, what you're saying is common sense. Why, knowing how Yahushua's treated us?
Yeah,
and
but they've taken
putting us
that
through it.
prophecy and put it at the end of the
No.
millennium.
Yeah.
Like you've proven, it's when Yahusha comes that's going to happen.
Yeah.
That Armageddon.
But it can't happen there where they take that prophecy and say Armageddon's going to happen at the end of the millennium.
No.
Because he's dealt with everybody.
Yeah.
And the chosen ones are in his city with him.
Yeah.
So,
Because the new heaven and new earth is already here,
yeah.
and then he's wanting the 1,000 years and that to be after that. It doesn't make sense.
Why would they twist it around to
Because
deceive people?
They
like
don't have the
this?
spirit.
They haven't got the right.
Yeah, it's all easy, but
Understanding.
it's wickedness, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's twisting the scripture like this.
Yeah.
And it causes so much more fear, and that's a lot of what the adversary does is fear, putting people in fear.
It's horrible, isn't it? Just horrible that people are treated like this and don't know the truth. And of course, us putting this video out is going to infuriate all those other religious hocus pocus people, isn't it?
Well, they have an opinion of the Creator and that he's all loving and he's all forgiveness and he couldn't possibly destroy everybody. Surely there's a second chance. Otherwise, nobody will survive, because no one can be perfect. But as we're discovering, we can become perfected. We
Mature.
can. Mature.
Yeah.
We can. Which means if we can, others can. And there will be a small bride that is mature, perfected, which means it's not all doom and gloom.
It's wonderful.
There doesn't have to be a second chance, because he's got the ones he wants,
Yeah.
those who take him seriously. But they don't want to go that far and overcome that far And so they just changed the doctrine to suit themselves.
What do you mean by overcoming? They don't want to go that far. Overcome what? Go that far what?
They don't even face that he's Alahim. They don't even face there's a vein, a spirit baptism, fire baptism. Certainly don't accept that. And of course, the point is deliverance. They just think you dunk yourself in water and you're delivered. What about the spirit in your flesh? The corrupt seed that he just controls everybody. And now he controls them through the name of the Father. Oh, we're Yahuah. Yeah, we're still Satan's pumping Yahuah.
So you're saying there's a back door, a way out for everyone, where they can be delivered and healed and refreshed, complete, feeling his love on this earth before he comes.
Yeah.
I think you have to achieve that, don't you?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I think people don't understand that Satan is so cunning and crafty that if you create a movement and you finally find the name of the creator and his name is Yahuah and you think you're safe, Satan can come into that movement and stop you from moving on to maybe the next movement and the next one and the next one. Even if you know the name Yahusha, Satan can come into that movement too and stop you.
Well, he's in them all.
Yeah. Yeah.
You look at the Jews, they don't worship Yahuah. No. They don't say Yahuah, they say God. God is any deity. God is associated with Christianity because they call him God. So you have the Jews worshipping the Father. You have Christianity worshipping the Father, who is Yahuah, who left that position and became Yahusha. He doesn't want that worship. And they're all doing the worship of the Father, of the God, of Yahuah. And that's not what he wants.
No.
He wants us to realise he became Yahusha, the Lamb, and that's who we're worshipping.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's interesting trying to put it into perspective, isn't it?
Well, we can. I think we have. All the Battle of Armageddon comes when he comes. When he returns, there's going to be a battle. But you can't touch him.
No.
Because he created everything. He's got all the power.
Yeah.
So he'll just destroy that, destroy the world, as you said, destroy this dimension, and then bring in the new heaven and the new earth. So when you look after that, Satan's dealt with, he's in the pit for 1,000 years, and the second resurrection is judgment. All those that lived against him, like Trump, he's getting all the people that were against him, and he's showing them up legally. So he's doing it the right way and revealing what they've done to the American people. So that's going on. But Yahusha is going to do that to all those that didn't live for him. They all had a chance in life. So putting that scripture to say that there's going to be an Armageddon battle at the end of the 1,000 years, it doesn't make sense to what scripture says.
No.
They're taking a prophecy out and putting it at the end of time rather than when Yahusha appears.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Anybody want to say anything else?
I was thinking, having talked about this last night, I can't stop thinking about the logistics of what's really brings it to life. That the reality of what's really going to happen.
She went off last night at this.
I couldn't see it. I couldn't see. No, he can't go. He can't be have a trip around the world. He's just showing. His light will be showing. And I thought that the battle, I didn't think they'd have time to even press a button and want to fight
Yeah,
Yahusha.
That's what I thought too.
I thought that everyone would just, in his presence, everything would just be destroyed.
Well, you think those countries, when they see him come, are going to want to allow that to be true?
No.
No.
They wanted to destroy him the first time, the Jews. So
Yeah.
when he comes again, are they just going to sit back and let him destroy them all? Or are they going to fight?
No, they're
Well, Scripture says there's a battle, doesn't it?
Yeah,
They're going to do exactly what they were doing
yeah.
before.
Yeah. So it breaks things down
Yeah.
to make everything, there's a way out. There's a way out. I need to be delivered from what's in me so I'm cleansed.
Yeah.
And so I can behave how Yahusha wants me to. Otherwise, I can't get there in religion. I can't get free.
No.
There's no deliverance.
No.
And all this is going to happen within the next year or two. I mean, it's so close.
What do
It's
you
so
really think
close.
about that, darling?
It's just so close.
It makes you
Like,
think
how
of
quick-
who?
All the people.
Myself, my family, my kids, Matthew. Makes us think of everybody.
Yeah, it makes you think of yourself. Am I ready?
Yeah.
This is coming.
Yes.
This is
So
very
soon. I mean,
close.
look how quick 6 months goes. And we've
Yeah.
already been talking about 2 years, 8 months ago. So
Yeah.
we're already in. It's 1.5. It's less, if that's what we.
Plus, on top
see.
of that, he said that no one will make it through unless he comes earlier. No one will make it through the vein if he doesn't come earlier.
Yeah.
So what does that make you think of?
That it's going to be earlier than that.
Think of your,
Myself.
where do you stand
Yeah.
Yeah.
in this? You look at your life, what you do, what you think, what's going on in your personal life, and knowing this is coming. It's all written. It's all the prophecies have been proven up to so far. The 3.5 years, the last 3.5 years has started. We don't know when, but it started, and we know it's got to be shortened because he's going to come. There won't be anyone left.
Yeah.
And you can see why there won't be anyone left, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see it.
Yeah.
You can see how quick the world is changing.
So how are we going to change the world? We don't have to, do we?
No.
We just do this, and whoever's going to respond to Yahusha can get through.
Yeah.
There's lots of information on our website, so people can see, I can do that, I can reach that, I can make that, I can get there. Do I want to get there, or do I want the world? Isn't that the choice?
Yep.
Yeah. Totally.
It's really going to happen.
Yeah. That's a good message, darling.
It's just, when you start to read the scripture again in the Revelation, I know it's all in different sequences and time frames, but just the word tells us.
Yeah. Well, you can put it all together, and the only thing is, it's like when you get on Facebook or any of those YouTube, the airwaves are just chock-a-block full of nothing. And what people think and do and feel and politics, the whole thing. It's just full of emptiness. They don't have the truth.
No.
If they knew how close it was to his coming, it'd be up, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, what does it say?
They're
What's the
asleep.
prophecy say? Yeah, they're
all
asleep. He's going to come like a thief in the night, and they won't be ready. Being ready is prepared, having the oil in your jar,
Yeah.
so that you can do the rest of the journey with him.
Yeah.
What do you think of all this, Marky?
Oh, it's really interesting. I love all this.
About you and time?
It's urgent. It's urgent. He's showing me what he wants from me. Urgent. So,
What do you
Nothing else
think
matters.
about you and the amount of time we got left?
Yeah.
What do you think?
this is the only thing to go for.
Yeah.
Get yourself right, make yourself and keep right. Stay right. Yeah. Yeah, he's shown me what he expects from my home and everything. He wants us.
That's all great.
And he's get yourself in the ark, mate.
What is
Get a
true
ticket.
worship, Therese? What's true worship?
True worship is your behaviour.
Yeah.
Basically behaving the fruits of righteousness and ensuring that nothing nasty, negative, hurtful comes out of your mouth.
And if we put in adoration to him, comes in there, how would you explain to everybody how to do the adoration?
Well, if you're doing exactly what he wants you to do, so you're loving everybody and you're being kind and gentle and all the fruits of righteousness, in the process you're actually adoring him because he is all of that. So,
Can you look up adoration in the dictionary?
respect and warm approval.
What?
Respect and warm approval. Something regarded as impressive or worthy of respect. A feeling of respect or approval.
Okay, can you go to Strong's now?
To kneel, by implication, to bless Alahim as an act of adoration, and vice versa, man as a benefit. Also by euphemism, to curse, whether it be Alahim or kings as treason, abundantly, altogether, blaspheme, bless, congratulate, sorry, I just went out of mental blank for a second, curse greatly, indeed, kneel down, praise, salute, still, thank, an extension of the hand, that is by implication a vow, or usually adoration, specifically a choir of worshippers, confession, sacrifice of praise, thanksgiving or offering.
Great. Can you look up adore?
To adulate, adore, praise. That's it.
Adulate. I don't know if it'll be in there. What's that one?
Oh, that's just one of the words. To address in a loud tone. No, that's not it. Praise. Adulate.
Adulate means to praise.
To adore and praise.
All right, so
Yeah.
can you look up adore in the dictionary, the English dictionary?
Yeah. To love dearly. To love. Be devoted to date on, to care for, hold dear, cherish, treasure, think the world of, admire.
So this is the step for us to take in this study. It all comes down to our adoration towards him. We have to get ourselves to that place where we're feeling we're adoring him, where we're feeling like that about him in our whole being. And from then on, it's a pleasure to do or say what he wants us to do. So how do you explain, three of you, how do you explain what adoring Yahusha means to you? Do you do that? Do you do consciously aware that you're adoring him?
No, not like this. Remember the effort and labour we used to put into praising and worshipping, from the setup to the pack up to the writing to the performing to the standing for however many hours we had to stand with hands up and dancing around, and the preparation and the all, because we thought that was praise and worship. The effort and lifestyle, you put off everything in your life to do that whenever you choose to do it. Well, if the definition of praise and worship is now this to adore and love and choose him in every thought, then I have to look at the effort I used to put into all that. Do I put the same effort into checking my thoughts, to choosing Yahusha in everything, no matter what, to helping someone put in the effort into another person instead of being lazy and just sitting there, oh, I'll do it some other time. Like, no, I don't. That's what I'm just comparing what I thought worship was and now. And we've said behaviour is worship for a long time, but the adoration has to be converted into, no, I'm not thinking that. No, I'm not going to accuse. I'm not going to be not going to listen to negative. Because time is short and negative. I've just come off a 20-year rant of negativity and depression. I'm not having it.
Well, this is the way to go, isn't it? It's the way in.
Exactly.
You know?
Absolutely.
Do you adore his word yet?
Yeah.
So you adore his word. All that loving, it's coming from him to me. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, girls.
I don't think I've actually got to adore. I've been grateful and thankful, and I'm in awe of him and his power and his word and his plan and all that. But the actual adoring, I'm lacking. I want to go there, and you've brought this up, and it shows me that I'm holding back that adoration, which is it's
You
sad.
don't have to now, do you?
No, and I can see that it's been it's part of what I really want to let go on and let go of.
Well, if you don't get there, what?
You don't have it. You don't receive it.
He doesn't know you.
You should be in a place where with Yahushua, where you're just adoring everything he is and does and has done and been, just amazing.
Yeah, that's a good attitude, isn't it? That's the way to go. Because it takes you into a whole lovely, different realm of.
So the Battle of
attitude.
Armageddon's brought us here to love.
I didn't think that would happen.
What about you, darling?
Not as intensely as I probably should.
Or could?
I'm certainly very grateful that he dragged me out of what I was in and brought me or showed me all the things that he has. So I could probably do more.
Well, you're free now
Yeah.
to investigate it,
Yeah.
to investigate the things that you're reading and applying. You're free to do it. Nothing can stop you if you choose to do it, can it?
No.
Okay, brothers and sisters, we've had a wonderful chat and we thank you for being with us, and we'll hope you'll see us soon. Love you, bye.